Sports Talk with Playeragent3. My next guest, if you Google guys who put in that good work on the basketball court, the name Marcus Melvin pops up.
That's right.
What's good, bro?
Man, everything good, man. I can't complain, my brother.
I'm very honored and humble, man, for you to come on the show, man, out here in the Big D, Dallas, Texas. Ready for you to spit that truth?
Man, anything for you, my brother.
I appreciate that, man. Fayetteville, North Carolina, man. Douglasburg High School. Man, talk about growing up in Fayetteville and pretty much your journey at Douglasburg.
Man, really, growing up in Fayetteville was, it's a lot of people say it's rough, but it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool for me because, I was in the hoops.
Mm-hmm.
And, where I grew up at, all the older guys, if you were in the hoops or doing something good, they would kind of keep you on that path and wouldn't let many people mess with you and stuff like that.
Right.
So it was pretty smooth. I ain't really getting in a lot of trouble or none of that. Just dedicated to hoops. I used to go to the gym every morning. My coaches put me in there every morning. Once I started really getting it, I just stopped grinding. And so my freshman year, I didn't really play that much. Had some older guys ahead of me, but I always was in the gym, always working. And they always gave me knowledge. They always helped me out. But then my ninth grade, the summer prior to going into my 10th grade year, I got my first college letter at the end of the 9th grade season, right?
Okay.
It was from Old Dominion. And I'm sitting in study hall, coach came in, gave me that letter, and I was like, wow, I ain't even really do nothing this year. And I got a letter from Old Dominion, so I'm like, I'm finna turn
It's about to be on, huh?
Man, what? So I'm in the gym at the park, I stayed in the gym. And that summer I was just working, and then from my 10th grade year on, I was just putting in work.
Well, was there, if you look back on your childhood, growing up in Fayetteville, was there a certain inspiration? Did you have an inspiration? I don't know if it was somebody in your family or somebody in the neighborhood that inspired you to want to play basketball?
To be honest, what really got me in the hoops is that they used to have Sunday, on Sundays, they used to have the, NBA used to have those games all Sunday, right?
At the park?
No.
Oh, you're talking about on TV?
Talking about on TV.
Okay, yeah.
So my mom's was a New York Knicks fan. So we used to sit down every Sunday and watch all the games. So, I'm looking at while I was there, while I'm sitting there watching the game, I'm like, man, this should look fun, right? So across the screen, I'm looking and I'm saying, so I'm a real youngin' at this time, and I'm looking so they saying, Michael Jordan from North Carolina, that's the college he went to, Scottie Pippen, Patrick Ewing, Georgetown, stuff like that. So I'm seeing that, and I'm like, so what does that mean? Mom's is like, oh, so you get a scholarship to go to that college, and then from there, that's how you get to the NBA. Okay, let me get that ball. That's how it happened. And once I got the ball, I started growing, started playing, and I just stayed on the court.
Okay, so when you were in high school at Douglasburg, how did you, in terms of your recruitment process, how did you ultimately end up at NC State?
Well, that's funny. Man, we used to get phone calls, letters at my house, letters at the school. I can't even explain how many of them every day. I'm talking about the college coaches used to come to my classrooms looking at me through the door.
Wow.
Like in class. I'm not knowing they coming. They just popping up. We just came to check on them. Like, what you mean? Just make sure everything good, you know, and that's it. And they leave. I'm like, man, this is weird, but okay. You know, and so it really was just kind of like, it's funny, man, because how I chose NC State, my cousin Chastity Melvin played with she's my first cousin.
Okay.
She was already there. And then my cousin Jamel, which is her sister, and Adam, which is her brother, they were there too. So when they found out I was getting recruited by NC State, then I was already talking to them. Well, you come here, family, you know what I mean? We here. And but the crazy part is NC State stopped recruiting me. Everybody else kept recruiting me. But at one point, NC State stopped recruiting me because they said that I couldn't score with my back to the basket.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
And so when they said it, because I see the letters stop coming, I'm like, okay, I got a whole bunch of letters, but I like NC State. I'm like, why they not recruiting me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, once they said that, I told the coach, I told my coach, I said, what they talking about? Like, what they mean I can't score with my back to the basket? They ain't watching the game? I said, okay, cool. I went to the gym at like, for the next probably, it might have been maybe for like the next month, we go to the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning, every morning. Do 100 jump hooks on each box, 100 in the middle, 100 from the mid post. I'm talking about one dribble, spin move, jump hooks, and everything. When I went to the next camp that they had in North Carolina, I think it might have been the Pepsi Challenge back then. That's the name of it. All I did was score my back to the basket. And then they started.
So it was history then. Huh?
Yeah. And once they did, then I was like, you know, Chastity, like I can come now because they start back recruiting me. So then I committed. That was the only, I think that might have been the only official visit that I did. And once I did the official visit, I mean, I was cool. Like, because I went there, they had, this might be your next question. I'm gonna answer it.
It might be. You know, I don't know.
I went there. So when I went there, I got Archie Miller. I mean, all of them. Archie, Damon Thornton, Kenny Inge, Ron Kelly. I mean, you know, Herb Sendek, Mark Phelps, Sean Miller, these guys. Like, that was my first time being up there with them, and just seeing how they operated, seeing the type of things that they were doing skill-wise, seeing the type of things that they were, you know, pushing for the guys. I was like, yeah, this is close to home. That's why I need to be here.
So, talk about, you know, you playing at NC State, ACC,
right?
Legends, you know, a lot of legends came through the ACC. Talk about your journey playing at NC State. I mean, you had a solid career at NC State, but I mean, talk about your journey from when you first stepped foot on NC State's campus, man. What was that? What was that feeling like?
I think I may have just turned 18, I think. Yeah, I think I may have just turned 18. And I wasn't ready. When I got there, I was like a wiry, weak kid. I was a kid, you know.
Right.
The guys that I had to go up against every day in practice was grown-ups. They all seniors. Ron Kelly, Kenny Inge, Damon Thornton, and Cornelius Williams. They all 245, 255, no body fat, and all aggression. And it really woke me up. Like, that was the first time I really was like, I really got to go to this weight room. And I really need it bad. Because every practice, they killing me as a freshman. I'm talking about killing me. It's like I can't do nothing. all my moves not working, that just nothing was working for me. And so, but they helped me so much because they really prepared me for my sophomore, junior, and my senior year.
Right.
So I just really, I hit the weights hard as a freshman. And they talked about maybe red shirt and stuff like that, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and thug it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta put the work in. So I just worked hard. I just worked hard, get my shots up, stuff like that. I knew I wasn't gonna play. I didn't play that much. So, I always stayed out to get extra work. Everybody encouraged me though. Archie Miller, Anthony Grundy, man, may he rest in peace, my dog. And Cliff Crawford. Like, we had a whole bunch of guys that were supportive of us when we got there. To try to get us better. My sophomore year, we had changed the offense to 4 out, 1 in, really the Princeton offense. And we ran the press. So I was on the front of the press because I was, I was really like.
That's Herb Sendek era?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
So Herb Sendek, really, he was the one who kind of started that I seen when you have everybody out of the paint and one big guy inside the paint. Then you have flare screens, just different backdoor cuts and all that. It's just crazy, but we moved to that offense, which was better for us because we had a lot of young guys that wanted to move. And then my junior year, I just kept improving every year. My junior year, right. I got better. Shot the ball better, got stronger, got bigger. My best year was actually my senior season. And after that, man, I went on we moved on. But NC State was I had a great time. I met some great people. I played with some unbelievable people. Even to this day, seeing, them being successful and stuff like that, being able to talk to them. And just, talk about the camaraderie we had, the family atmosphere, stuff like that. It's dope. Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of guys, a couple of guys that I had on the show, CJ, Josh Powell, Madison Jones played at Wake Forest. I asked these guys, man, what was that first moment like playing at the Smith Center or playing it at Duke? Well, can you take me back to your first time?
Nah, for real. It's different when it was different being like a freshman and knowing you're not gonna play and all that. You come in, you warm up, it's loud, boo, whatever. It doesn't matter because you're not playing. You don't really feel it unless you really playing. And then that's when you feel the pressure coming out. Like it is. I think I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Duke is way more rough than Carolina.
In terms of the atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're at Duke, man, you in the locker room, but the locker room is under the people. So they're
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's under the stands where they sitting at. So while they doing that, they're jump. You can't even hear what the game plan because it's too loud. Because you right under that, they jumping and it's crazy. But then when you get out there, it's loud. You could be taking the ball out. They're right on your shoulder. They could reach out and tap you on the shoulder and everything. Like the ref and tell them like don't touch them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this is unbelievable. Like the atmosphere is crazy. But that was a way. But every time we was in the joint. In our joint, it was rocky. I'm talking about, like, one thing I will say about NC State fans, they coming. And I mean, you love it. It's loud in there, man. It's like, I had a great time there, man. Like, I love playing in there.
I don't want to put you on the spot, man, but yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who was the best player you played against in the ACC?
I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Mike Dunleavy.
Mike Dunleavy.
That I personally guarded, went against. Mike Dunleavy was the hardest person for me to play against.
Okay.
Now the best one that I seen with my own eyes. I gotta give to, now this ain't taking nothing from none of everybody who put in work.
Right.
Like, but Jason Williams from Duke was cooking. Mm-hmm. He had it all worked, everything.
Okay,
I'm talking about like.
He was a good player, man.
Yeah. When he was at Duke, that was crazy. I was like, yo, he just running through everybody. He gave it to everybody. It wasn't just some this night, that night. Like he gave it to everybody. Mm-hmm. So I would say Jason Williams is the one that I seen in the ACC with my own eyes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Now, your senior season, man, when guys come up to their senior season playing college basketball or college football, the thought process of what am I going to do now? Mm-hmm. Okay. What was your thought process in terms of, do I want to play pro basketball? Do I want to get a 9 to 5? Mm-hmm. What was your whole thought process your senior season in terms of playing pro basketball, NBA, overseas? How did you go through that process?
Really for me it was like easy. Like I was just like, look, I done came this far. I'm not going to get no job. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like with me going to put in an application for a 9 to 5 is not happening.
Yeah.
I done dedicated my whole life to this. Uh-huh. And the thing about it is, a lot of everybody can't make it. So when you think about that, how I thought about it was like, okay, well, my body of work, I've been putting in enough work to be able to play. Mm-hmm. Like my body of work say I'm a professional basketball player at some point throughout that body of work. Mm-hmm. I turned that corner. Okay. So prior to my senior year, I went up to my boy, Chris Wilcox. He was already out of there. So he basically told me to come up and I was training with him through that summer, right? So I was in DC training with him, getting the pro training, doing 2-3 a days. One of my big homies, Rodney White, he was out there. Like they had pros all, I was going against pros every, Steve Francis. So I'm in the gym every day with, legit NBA big minute guys. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna play professional basketball. You understand? Yeah. So for me, but everybody don't get that opportunity, don't really get to say that because, I was ready for anything. Like I was prepared, whether it was gonna be the NBA, overseas, whatever. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. I'm gonna play. Right. And so that was my thing. Like 9 to 5 wasn't even on my mind. Right. You knew basketball was gonna be that was gonna be it. Uh-huh. And so I committed to that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So and now I did whatever it took for that. I went to all the I don't care what camp I'm going. Mm-hmm. So that I was committed to do whatever I had to do. I was humble. I wasn't like, oh well, I was just first team ACC. Why I gotta go do that? I wasn't like that. Right. I was like, now where we going? Right. Let's get it. Because I'm a real hooper. So I'm like, I'm ready. You want no handouts. Yeah, it don't matter where I go. If I'm time, I know how to hoop. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. So that's how I was thinking.
Now, fast forward, you had a pretty impressive basketball career playing overseas, and you had some stints in the NBA It was the D League when you were coming through, but now it's the G League.
Right.
Talk about that experience of being able to carve out a nice professional basketball career, whether it's in the NBA or, you know, playing across the water.
Well, man, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to do 15 years straight in the national G League, anything to do anything as a career for 15 years and never be, you know, fired, so to speak, or never be shunned away, or, you know, like, is a real blessing. You know what I mean?
You was doing what you love to do. That
right.
mean, you know,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that ball, that ball really meant the world to me. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So to be able to do that, to compete, to, you know, build, you know, relationships with people all over the world, you know, is like, really, it's a blessing. Like, nobody, when you're going through it, you don't really see what's going on. You just doing it. I'm just putting in work.
Right.
Where we going next? I'm putting in. Let me go get. Okay, so want you. All right, let's go.
You just wanted to play basketball, and then, pretty much.
Yeah. So, like, you just putting in work.
What countries did you? What are some of the countries that you played in?
Puerto Rico, Argentina, Venezuela, Uruguay, the Philippines, China. I've been to Iran. I played in Turkey, Italy, Lebanon, Kuwait.
Okay. South America?
I may be. Yeah, I've been down. I've been. That's where I went to. I was in Argentina. I was in Argentina and Uruguay, and then and then from there, that's it in South America.
For a guy such as yourself, man, that has extensive experience playing international basketball, what type of adjustments did you have to make, and also did you have a new perspective on life playing in those different countries, being an American? You know, well, and when I say have a new perspective, the opportunities that we have here versus the opportunities in some of the places that you played across the water.
Right, that's a great question. I left out one place, Egypt.
Okay.
And I'm gonna the reason why. What made me think about that is that question. So I was in Egypt, right? And you know, it was what this did. I think, you know, prior to that, there was some eye-opening things, but when I went to Egypt and I seen that, like, there were whole families sleeping outside, and I seen that, like, you know, I just seen some crazy stuff, right? And, you know, garbage piled up on the corners. These families trying to eat out the garden, like pick food out, and I'm like, that ain't normal. No shoes. These people don't have no shoes or none of that. So I found myself buying them food and just trying to, you know, do something. But as far as the perspective on life, like, it made me more appreciative of everything.
Right.
Like waking up in the morning. Because, you know, to keep it 100, we don't have to wake up.
Right.
You know what I mean? How many people that we know, may not know personally, but how many times have we heard that someone died that just didn't wake up? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why? Oh, we don't know. Why don't you know? You know what I mean? Something as simple as that. So it really made me more appreciative, you know, of just everything. Like for us waking up, you know, me being able to walk, talk, communicate with my friends.
Small things.
Just the little things, because if we take those things for granted, you know what I mean, then we begin to be extremely selfish. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that. I want to cherish everything so that, you know, it continues to keep me in a place of gratitude and being grateful for everything. So, you know, traveling to different countries and then coming back home to the United States really lets me know that, like, you know, we have it way better than they do, even though there's some things happening here that restrict us from certain, you know, avenues and advancement in life and stuff like that. But, you know, over there, it was just bad.
Right. Now, is there one particular thing that you took from playing abroad? Is there? It could be anything, man. You know, a lesson learned or anything. Did you take anything from playing basketball in Europe? Did it change? Did it change Marcus Melvin?
Yeah, it did. It kind of, being over there, you know, it opens your eyes as far as basketball is concerned, because, you know, it made me understand that IQ is extremely important. Like, their IQ and feel for basketball is like they have to have that, because, you know, they may not be as athletic, be as more physically gifted or whatever. So when I got there, that's the first thing I noticed. I kind of noticed, like, okay, like, I got skills, I'm athletic, you know what I mean? But I start seeing, like, and I got good IQ, because under Herb Sendek, like, he gonna teach you basketball.
Right.
And I got toughness and everything, but just mentally, you know, IQ wise, I noticed that, you know, they use a whole lot of IQ.
Right.
So that's one thing as far as basketball. And then just, you know, off the court, living over there, really just, you know, just like being a good person, you know, working at and being a good person. Because there was a lot of good people in those countries. You know what I mean? I never had like any type of altercation with a fan, none of that. Because all in all, they were just good people.
Right. It's just a different environment.
Yeah. It's just really a whole nother environment. Right.
Now I want to switch gears for a second, man. I've been over the past couple of years, I've been following you on Facebook, man, and you seem to be a socially conscious person.
Yes, sir.
And recently here, man, Stephen A. Smith, you know, he went on a tirade about the lack of black coaches in the NFL.
Right.
Being a former professional athlete, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that, you know, I think he has a point, but see, I think we gotta look at the dynamic and look at like the origin of things. Right? Excuse me. If we look at the origin of these things, right? So we look at the origin of the NFL, right? We look at the origin of the NBA. We can look at the origin of the NCAA.
Right.
Like, look at when these things were founded, right? All these things were founded at a time when what? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you have these things that are founded at these times, and then, you know, you have a certain level of success without having black people there, but then you start seeing that, okay, you know, now we starting to have to modify some things.
Right.
So you start them from, okay, we'll let them play, but they gotta play for free. Then we'll let them play, but you know, they're not gonna get paid the same as the white players, or whatever, or however you do it to keep it so they have to continue to work 10 times harder to get up to where you at, right?
Right.
So then you get to the point where, like, let's look at the NFL. The NFL right now, I mean, if we keep it at 100, what's the quarterback position is what? That's position for the white people.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
That's what they talk about on this. Okay, the quarterback position is for white guy. Blah blah blah. Right. Okay. Cool. So, but right now.
Right. Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Come on. Now you got now. So now where they gonna go? You see what I'm saying? Where they gonna play wide receiver? Where they gonna go? Then right, when you look at, after you look at that, then you say, okay, well, you got to find somewhere but where they gonna go, right? So then you say, well, we got to figure out how to keep some level of power in there. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
On the ground though, not just up top, because if so look at it like this: if the general and if the colonel and the general don't look alike, and the general trying to send down orders to the colonel, that he like, nah, that ain't the right. Then you gonna get some resistance. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is my thing. You know, by you being a former professional athlete,
right?
Do we have to hold our African American athletes more accountable in terms of the hiring or the lack of hiring of African American coaches, whether it's in the NBA, whether it's in the NFL? The black athlete has amassed an incredible amount of money.
That's right.
But hold on one second. But their team that they surround themselves with most of the time is predominantly white.
Right.
Talk about that.
Well, I mean, on one hand, you know, first and foremost, the black athlete gotta give a fuck first. Excuse my language, but he has to actually give a fuck.
Right.
That's number one. And then you have to get enough of them that give a fuck. You see what I mean? Right. Before you can that's a power move. But then on the flip side of that, it's like, okay, well, hey man, we're giving you $30 million to do a job. That's what you talking about. That's cool, and we feel it. But we're cutting you a $30 million check. I mean, like, to do it, like we cutting you a check to do something. You understand? We hired you to do something. So at this level, I think we're extremely deep in, man, in order, and we don't, and I think that we don't, there's not enough of them to say, okay, we're not doing nothing until X amount of black coaches are hired. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't think that, you know, you're gonna have to get that checkup. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot again, Marcus.
Okay.
Hypothetically speaking.
Yes, sir.
We don't know, because I'm gonna go back when you were a senior at NC State.
Yes, sir.
Marcus Melvin, lottery pick, top 10 pick. Room full of agents.
Right.
Currently, or when you were playing, you were signed with Jamie Knox, Strategic Sports Management, and JCK Sports Group.
Right.
Marcus Melvin projected to be a top 10 pick, top 5 pick. Does he sign with Jamie Knox?
Are you saying that I'm already with him?
No. You're still at NC State.
Okay.
You're projected to be a top 5 pick in the upcoming NBA draft.
Yes, sir.
Do you sign with Jamie Knox?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Well, because like the agent, at that point when you a lottery pick, it's not about what the agent could do for you at that point. You see what I'm saying?
You're exactly right.
It's already done.
Mm-hmm.
So the work is already done. Now, what the agent does is when you after the fact get your business in order. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Begin to have your marketing strategy and all these different things, and give all the people a point person to contact for your business.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? See, we under the impression. Go ahead. Now, you got another question?
No, I want you to. I'm listening. Okay. I'm listening.
And so we're under the impression that it's the agent that actually does the work when you already a lottery pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like you a lottery pick anyway. Like they gonna call your name anyway.
Right.
Like they don't care. Like the business and all that. Whatever you do with that, that's what you do. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If they want you, they want you.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna call your name, and then everything gonna run the same. But what happens is we think that it's the agent. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We think, okay, well, I need to get the biggest agent, or I need to get the agent to do this and do that. You don't really need, like, you can get a lawyer and pay him $500 an hour to look over your paperwork.
Right.
You know you're a lottery pick.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is my last point on this topic. Do you think the players need to be more socially conscious, or just be more aware of what's going on in terms of if they hiring an agent, surrounding themselves with people that look like them. There's nothing wrong. You hire who you want to hire.
That's right. Okay.
But if we don't hire people that look like us, right, what message does that send?
I think it's like, okay, so look at it like this. I think that, hiring people that look like you is I think that is a need in sports. When you're a player and you're dealing with the industry that we're looking at, the landscape of the industry that we're looking at. I think that's important. But also, what we have to look out for as well is those who are that look like us, that are making that their prime point of why you should hire them. See what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I understand.
So I think it because us as black people, like, if we have one bad situation with a black person, right, or a black agent,
it kills
everything. You don't even worry about it, man.
It's a wrap. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, there's no room for error in that.
Exactly.
Right. And I think that I think that's messed up. But there's a lot of black agents and a lot of black runners in this business that are in the way, right? Because now we're in this era, in this environment where, it is, what I'm saying, like, yo, let's buy black, let's Let's hire black. Let's do that, right? And I'm with that. But is that right, though? Right?
I understand.
Is this the right person? He black, but is he the right person?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I think, what I would tell a young kid is to be with the right people, right? Because I think that the right people will get you further than just saying, okay, he black, I want him to be my agent.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That, I mean, it doesn't work like that. And the last point I'm gonna make, man, we just, as African Americans, man, we just have to hold each other in higher regards. Right. Okay. We have to believe in one another. We can't let one situation kill the entire thing.
Right. I'm with you.
It's in this thing is gonna continue. It's gonna continue to happen until we as African Americans feel better about ourselves.
That's right.
I'm
with you on that.
The Marcus Melvin story. What was that a documentary or interview?
Yeah,
what was that about?
It was a book.
Okay.
But I haven't put it out yet.
All right. Okay.
But I'm gonna put it out. It's just a lot more things begin to happen in my life, and I'm like, nah, all this has to, because then I'm gonna have to write 2 books.
Okay.
I want it all to be in one, and once those things started to happen, I said, well, nah, hold up. We'll add that and just let it go, and we'll add it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, it's gonna be a book.
I grew up, man. I grew up an NC State fan. I grew up a avid NC State fan. And my question to you, man, what is it gonna take, man, to get this program back to the days of yesteryear, man, the cardiac pack, man? Like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I see programs like Duke and their slogan, like the brotherhood. I see Carolina, I see all of those former players, man, supporting their program. They're coming back.
Right.
I don't see that at NC State, man. What's going on?
They have, but see, NC State, they have some things like a couple years ago. I went back to, I forgot the name of this joint. It was a thing that they had where, man, I sat there. I met a guy from like the team in 1950. It was we had like a lunch and stuff like that. I think we go back. It's just not really like publicized like that. It's more so kind of just, we going back, come through, check everybody out, and kind of, keep it moving. Come to a game or 2, whatever, and keep it moving, stuff like that. I think that's a good question. I think that there's more that we could do kind of like together, more of the alumni guys, or the former players. But I think we can do some things together. I think that would be a good start for us.
Right. And I just noticed it, man, because I had Rodney Munroe on the show, and Rodney said that it's not the same when he comes back. When he comes back to Raleigh, when he comes back to NC State,
well, it's not. But see, he's right too. Like they change. It's so much that's changed. Like it's like they change everything. You know what I mean? Some things, man, just need to be left alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the memories and because of the energy that those things have with people, with the fans and stuff like that.
Right.
And he's right though. It's a different feel. But I think that they embrace us pretty well. You know what I mean? But it does feel different.
Little different feel. Last two questions, man. I want you to. Everybody's having this debate, man, and I've seen you post some stuff on Facebook about it at times. This MJ and LeBron debate. In your estimation, man, who's the GOAT in your estimation that you've seen? Now, I'm not talking about going back to the Oscar Robertsons and the Bill Russells because you didn't see those guys.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
That you've seen.
Right.
Who is it?
I'm going MJ. But I love LeBron. I love LeBron James. I think I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, I think that LeBron James doesn't, like, I just think people just don't like him for some reason. And
he get a lot of hate.
Yeah,
he
like
does
they
get a
don't
lot of
give
hate.
him no. It's like don't nobody gonna give him credit for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's why I'm like, y'all not seeing what he doing.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like he's doing that.
Right.
But for me, Michael Jordan, man, I'm just saying, like, for what he did for me for basketball at that time, like seeing him, put that work in and give me, that inspiration, kind of like, yo, that's dope. Him doing some of all the things that he would do during the game, watching him, just dominate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think it's what you feel for that time.
Your preference, yeah.
Yeah.
It's who you like.
LeBron ain't got what else they want to what else we want him to do?
Right.
I mean, he can win a few more championships, but I mean, he's a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal basketball player.
Right. You can pretty much pick your poison, but at the end of the day.
And then I don't really like for me, I try to stay, it's like everybody is going to have their preference of who they like the best, right? And that's cool. I try to, I don't like when they try to like take away from LeBron's accomplishments. Oh, well, he wasn't this and what you mean? He's still, him and that ball is still him and the ball.
Right.
And the rim, like he still got to do that.
Yeah.
So, that kind of, I kind of try to, stay, because it get old, them debates get
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Last thing, man, free game, okay? Part of the show, man, where I want you to just give everybody some free game, man. It doesn't have to be about basketball. It could be about life. Whatever you want to talk about, man, just give everybody some free game that'll be inspirational or what have you.
And just, if you have an idea, man, don't let nobody talk you out of that idea. If you have something that you want to accomplish and you share it with people and they begin to, if they're not encouraging that idea in you or whatever fire that is inside of you, then you don't need them people around. Because everything came from nothing. Right. Everything came from a thought. Everything. There's nothing that's in existence that didn't come from someone thinking. Right? Then they had to do what they had to do in order to bring it to fruition. So, and I believe one of the greatest powers is the power of motivation and encouragement. Right? When someone has an idea that they want to accomplish, you might have an idea, right? And you might be like, nah, man, I can't do that. Then you run it by somebody and they like, man, go ahead, boy, I know you could do it. And then that put the fire in you and say, well, oh, maybe I can. Let me go out here and try it. The next thing you know, it works. And you like, shit, I wasn't even really gonna do it. But the people around me said, man, I believe in you. Like, I believe you can do it. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So don't never let nobody, downplay or try to deter you from accomplishing an idea or a creation that you're trying to bring forth to the world.
Well, that's some good talk, man. I definitely appreciate you coming on the show. We're out here in Dallas, Texas. Marcus Melvin, Sports Talk with Player Agent 3.